and welcome to the Kindness Project. I'm just going to check whether the actual mic's working, and it is this time. We this is our third attempt at this because we tried to go live twice already, and 3 minutes in we realised the mic wasn't working, didn't we?
And then the second time,
don't know what happened. Don't know what happened.
Don't.
Still don't know. Anyway, welcome to the Kindness Project Live, day 2. I am joined by a girl who has decided to come dressed as a French poet today. Very avant-garde. It's Charlotte Dames.
Thank you. I'm joined by a man who seems to know everything, at least when it comes to this podcast. It's Chris Dames.
Hi. So, before we jumped on,
Yes.
you were showing me this amazing Instagram account
Yes.
with a guy who basically just throws his kids in the air. Can you tell us a bit about that?
He's a cheerleader, and he taught his daughter some cheerleading moves, and they kind of do some cheerleading in their living room. Post it to his Instagram.
But literally, he's just got throwing his kids in the air like it's
immense
easy.
Skill from that girl.
Well, immense skill, immense talent, but also something that I'm probably not going to try with you. I don't think we should give that a go. I mean, it might be entertaining. Have you ever
Just splat.
Have you ever seen them Instagram or those social media posts where they've got like the model looking all sort of glamorous and all like sort of all sophisticated, and then it cuts to a photo of some woman trying to duplicate it? I think we should give that a go with cheerleading, where the man's throwing his daughter in the air, and then we try it and see whether we can.
It takes two of us to lift side above our heads.
See if we could. I was thinking about throwing you, if that's all right. Can we give that a go?
Could you do it?
I could do it. I'd give it a go. I'd definitely give it a go. When should we try it? Should we try it today?
I should be good at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
You know.
It's day 3 of lockdown, and we're still like we're already wondering how we might be able to damage each other. And the good news is, your mum and my wife Cassie is watching the live feed. Hi Cass, how are you? Good to see you. But yeah, so I look forward to doing that and throwing you up and down in the air. We've got 3 topics, but before we talk about the topics, can we just mention today's question of the podcast?
Yes. Well, it is. What's your favourite thing to do inside the house? We need recommendations before we genuinely start throwing each other in the air.
Yeah, we might do that if we get bored. Keep it clean though, yeah?
Yeah.
Keep it clean. I just realised that you have got the most amazing disapproving look. Just do me a favour. Just put your glasses there and give the camera a bit of a disapproving look. Go on.
I can't do it.
It was a bit like that. Anyway, so we would like to know, my friends. Morning, Heidi. How you doing? We would like to know, my friends, what is your favourite thing to do in the house today? And we said that we'd talk about 3 things on this podcast. We'd talk about other podcasts we're enjoying.
Yes.
Because if you've got loads of time on your hands while you're in lockdown, podcasts might be something you get into.
Well, we have very different enjoyment of different genres.
Go on, tell us about your favourite podcast.
Well, so I'm partial to a good fiction podcast, because I find it really difficult to get into the factual ones. But like the ones where like the story is kind of about like random stuff, like really random stuff. Like I listened to one and it was about this guy and he was a PI in space. It's called the Penumbra Podcast. There's two main storylines within it, but I'm really loving the one with the guy that's a PI. But he's not a PI anymore because he joined a space pirate crew.
Right, hold on. He's a PI, private investigator.
Yeah.
And he was a personal assistant before.
No.
What was he?
He was a police detective.
But it's PD. You said PA.
No, he has a PA.
He's got a PA.
He's got a PA.
Was he has he got a PA when he was a PI, or did he have a PA when he was a PD?
He had a PA. He had a PA when he was a PD, and then she decided to quit when he got fired, so that she could become his PA at the PI office.
Oh right, so he had a PA when he was a PD. You moved over to the to be his PA as a PI.
Yeah.
Oh, it all makes sense.
And now they're space pirates.
What is going on? What is going on?
And he's only got one eye.
Oh, and apparently they're PI pirates as well. Is that right?
They just steal things.
Oh, okay, fair enough. What podcast am I liking at the minute? Oh, you know what? I'm quite traditional. I like my movie podcast. So I like Wizartainment, which is a Radio 5 movie podcast. I quite like I'll tell you one of my favourites at the minute I'm absolutely loving. It's a podcast called The Happiness Lab. And we were talking about it the other day.
Yes.
And interestingly, they've brought out a few episodes talking about social isolation and what you do to make sure that you're coping with it well. And one of the things that you can do, and it's something we've done as a family for quite a while, is talk about what it's going to be like at a future event. So instead of focusing on today, focus on, like the action we take now isn't going to matter in 3, 5, 10 years time. And it's really good. It's called The Happiness Lab. Definitely pick up that podcast. It's certainly, and particularly the new episodes, the ones that it talks about the current situation we're in, are massively useful.
Yeah.
Really good. Cacti. Tell us about cacti.
Right. Okay, so they grow in the desert.
Right.
You can get little tiny ones for your house. You can get fake plastic ones for your house. We have loads of fake plastic ones in the house. I have 2 real ones upstairs.
Because you've got a bit of a cactus obsession, haven't you?
Yes, I love
Yeah. I'm part of a WhatsApp. Morning, Kai. You alright? We're part of a WhatsApp group called the Cactus Appreciation Society. Can I just tell a quick story? Right, years ago, me and your mum were bored sitting at home, and we started the Tangerine fan club on Facebook. Didn't look at it for ages. Now it's got 122 members, and I don't know how. Because we've never added content to it. We've never done anything with it. People are just clearly Googling tangerines on Facebook way too much. But yeah, it's all happening.
Weird obsessions, guys. And speaking of weird obsessions, are we moving on to our last topic?
Yeah, jellyfish.
Jellyfish.
Why did you pick this as a...
I like jellyfish.
Why do you like jellyfish so much?
Do you know about the jellyfish life cycle?
Go on, tell me.
Jellyfish reproduction. It's brilliant.
Right.
It's PG, I swear. They don't do all the stuff. So the gametes from the jellyfish kind of float in the water.
Right.
So, and then the
gametes.
Gametes.
Gametes. What's the gametes then?
Gametes. Gametes.
Right.
It's a sex cell, so it's like fertilizes the egg and all that stuff.
Okay.
So
it's the jellyfish version of sperm.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it floats around the water, and then it fertilizes the egg, and then the egg gets dropped, and it plants in the ground, and then it grows like a plant.
What, jelly?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So it plants on what, on the seabed?
Yeah. And then it kind of grows, and then it just pops.
Does it? Is there a video of a jellyfish being like?
No, but there's loads of diagrams, and it kind of just grows in the ground, and then it emerges from the ground, and then it just grows and grows, and then it all starts all over again.
Attenborough, you need to get your act together, mate, and get us some footage of a jellyfish being born. That would be absolutely amazing. Yeah, that would be absolutely amazing. Can I just use, before we get on to the other parts of the show, so we're going to have small business shout out. We're going to do Dave Forsyke's now got a regular slot in our podcast because he's sent me some more reasons to be cheerful or reasons to be hopeful. Or no, reasons to be grateful he sent me. That's what he sent me. And then we're going to go back to answering, giving some of your answers to today's question of the podcast. But I want to make an apology to a lady called Serena. And Serena, she answered yesterday's question of the podcast. And I said Serena Taylor because on Facebook she comes up as Serena, and this is the bit that I'm going to be really embarrassed about, Van der Meulen Taylor. So I thought I'm going to skip the really difficult bit to say, and I'm just going to call her Serena Taylor. So she sent me a message saying, actually, my name is Serena van der Meulen.
Are you butchering that?
I might be butchering it. I genuinely don't know. And I should know, with a surname like Dames,
that people are always getting wrong.
are always getting wrong. Like, I have dreams, I have dooms, I have deems a lot. Like, people always
I have many a story of the time I've been called Deems.
I have many. How do you move from quite casual to quite formal? I have many a story of the time I've got called Deems. Cassie, who's watching from the office where she's socially isolating herself, has just apparently sent me a video of a jellyfish being born, and we might have to watch that later. Anyway, Serena, apologies for butchering your name, and I'm going to try it now, and then Charlotte's going to give it a go. So we're going to try it now. Serena van der Meulen.
Okay, am I giving it a go? Serena van der Meulen.
That was the same as mine. I thought you might mix it up a bit.
No, I don't want to butcher it.
All right, okay.
If we're both making the same mistake,
Serena, let us know whether that is correct or not. We'd love to hear. And if you've got a name that you'd like us to butcher, please let us know. Please let us know. So, we are going to move on to small business shout out. And yet again, we've had loads of people letting us know how small businesses are not only supporting each other when times are tough, but also supporting the community. First of all, big shout out to a local business to us, a business called Village Blooms. And Village Blooms is a florist. And Lucy, who runs Village Blooms, says, "A very happy Mother's Day to everyone. I just want to thank you for all your support in these testing times. They sold out of flowers, but they've kept some aside for NHS workers, free of charge, to give to their parents." So amazing work, Lucy. Thank you for doing that so much. Lucy, actually, I'm running the marathon, the London Marathon, which is now a few months later than I thought I was gonna be running it, but that's fine. It's happening. That's all I can do. But Lucy, we did a charity event, and Lucy was massively generous in sponsoring us and giving us some flowers. So thank you, Lucy. It's Village Blooms in Rainham in Essex. It's massively appreciated, the work you do, and it's really good. Big shout out to Catherine Phillips, who runs a series of networking groups, and she's keeping those networking groups going, but now she's running them on Zoom, and she's slashed all her prices so that people who run small businesses who are now working from home and are used to meeting up and networking and connecting with people can carry on doing that for a limited price. So check that out from Catherine. I'll make sure I put a link to Catherine in the notes, as well as Lucy, and we can go from there. So thanks, Catherine. And Steph Livesey, she's sanitising and disinfecting all of the school buses, so they're safe not only for vulnerable children, but also for to move NHS workers about so they can get to the locations they need. So thank you for doing that, Stephanie. Really appreciate that. And Chris on Twitter, at the Julester100, I think his Twitter bio is, pointed me to a website called Secret Hamper. Now, what Secret Hamper do is allow you to make a donation and then send a hamper of goods to somebody you think deserves it, but doing it secretly. So, like, sort of just saying thank you, but anonymously, which is an amazing idea. And they've got a special page on their website at the minute, specifically to say thank you to the thousands of NHS workers who are doing amazing work during the coronavirus. So thank you, the guys at Secret Hamper. I think when we're a bit more back to normal, we're going to get you on the podcast to tell us a bit more about the amazing work you do. So,
Yes.
next part is a part that I'm calling now Dave Forsyth's Reasons to be Grateful. 1, 2, 3. Have you ever heard that song? Reasons to be Cheerful. That is an you got a little. Why are you rolling your eyes? Why are you rolling your eyes?
Nothing.
What is your coronavirus theme tune, by the way?
My corona.
We might ask this as a future question of the podcast.
Lucy Spraggan's Unsinkable.
And the video you sent me the other day was
Yes.
amazing. So thank you for that. So Dave Forsyth's Reasons to be Grateful. Trademark Dave Forsyth 2020. I think that might be his little segment in the show. We might have to get him on live once I've worked out how to do that to get him presenting himself.
Sit him in a booth with the mic.
Yeah, we'll have like a live feed. That could work. I reckon that could work. So Dave has sent me some for today and some for tomorrow. So thanks, Dave. Keep up the good work. We definitely want to hear about your reasons to be grateful. 1, 2, 3. In Sevenoaks, the local... this is Dave's first one. In Sevenoaks, the local authority have suspended parking charges so residents don't have to worry about paying if they need to go out for essential supplies.
Ooh.
And they've just done that in Havering as well. So well done, Havering Local Authority.
Yes.
I think all local authorities, all councils across the country, this is about working together. And it's a small thing, but suspending parking charges is the right thing to do. Jerry and Anthony, American broadcasters for the Good News Network, and we love their network because we look at their website all the time for our little segment.
Kindness.
Have a daily podcast where they're sharing good news, and we'll put a link in the show notes after the event. And I think it's Dave's Church in Croydon are streaming their 10 a.m. morning service and flinging open the doors of the church so everybody can hear them sing. And if you've seen any of the videos from Italy have used singing to boost spirits in the. I think that's something that we could potentially learn from. So, what I want to do is move on to answers to today's question of the podcast about what's your favourite thing to do at home. Keep it clean.
We need some answers, guys.
And we need some answers live if you can. But we have got some answers. Trev Robinson said, I like to chill with my guitar. Sometimes I even try and play it. Hazel Grace said, sleep or cook. Mark O'Halloran said, sleeping, cooking and drinking. Hopefully not at the same time, but we'll see. Tracy Foy said, read and wine. Read and wine. Do you want to do a couple?
Oh, yeah, sure. Hayley Ball says cooking. I'm going to use the kids... Oh, God, you just scroll past it. It's like... I'm going to use the kids being at home as an opportunity to get them baking and stuff. Things I always enjoyed with my mum.
Oh, that's nice. Alison Hagen said...
Read. Tell the dog how much I love her. Also think about running. Read and about running. Get kit ready for running. Choose playlist for running. I think the ... is supposed to be like an etc. So like so on and so forth.
Yeah, just running stuff. Can I, Alison? It's clear now you really love your dog because that's 2 podcasts in a row that you've mentioned your dog. But you have got a family as well. I don't know. I mean, just like put them in the mix a bit. I don't know.
We have a message from our esteemed editor.
Oh yeah, we do. Russell Dame said, I used to enjoy the football on the weekend. Now just chilling makes me happy.
That sounds about right.
Katie Brigoli, this weekend has been all about baking, board games and garden games with the kids, ticking off the jobs list, finished a couple of photo books. Now, yeah, you know what? That's something we could do while we're at home.
What?
Just like, do you remember a few years ago we did like I think we did a 2012 one, 2013 one. Just building photo book memories of those years.
You know those videos videos you used to make every time we go on a holiday. I always want to make one of those.
Yeah, they're really good fun. Al McCann said he potters around with the telly in one room, radio in the other. He's a content puss and the housemates in the living room. And in the last 3.5 days, he's been basically pottering about. That's a good word, isn't it? Pottering. We like that. John Cook's been sleeping. And Roberta White, friend of the show, said cooking and having a drink or 3 ups. And Debbie Davidson said, I like to sew. Here's one I made earlier.
Yeah.
And that, my friends, is it for today's show. Serena, thank you for tuning in. We have literally butchered your name in a massive way. We think it's Van der Meulen, but you can let us know otherwise. Yes. And on that note,
we want to plug in the final part.
I forgot about the final part. the final nail in our podcasting coffin. I mean, like this is like I thought the podcast couldn't get more shambolic, but in actual fact, it has.
You haven't heard my jokes
because we've added a joke section to the podcast. Hit us with a joke.
Okay. What do you get when you cross a joke with a rhetorical question?
Don't know. And on that note, we'll see you next time. Bye.